RMJ Movie Reviews back again, everybody. Sorry it's been so long since I put up a video, but my YouTube account has been doing some really kooky stuff, and especially with my camera phone, so I don't know what's going on. I'm a little late for the month of October, but I'm going to be reviewing some scary movies before we go into the next month. Right now, I'm going to go retro and review the original Poltergeist from 1982, starring JoBeth Williams and Craig T. Nelson. About the suburban family that becomes haunted by ghosts from the other side, and they kidnap their tiny daughter Carol Ann, which the rest of the movie the family is trying to fight to get Carol Ann back from the other side or the other dimension, wherever she is. And I've seen Poltergeist 150 times. I have no idea where Carol Ann went, and I'm not even sure I really understand what the ghosts are doing. I don't care. Poltergeist is a fantastic movie. I actually, on my birthday, on October 5th, my 33rd birthday, here in Cleveland at the Cedar Lee Movie Theater, which is kind of an art house type of theater, they actually had they have retro showings. They show Poltergeist. Of course, we all know that it was like a DVD that they blew up on the screen, which you can kind of tell. Poltergeist is a fantastic movie. One of the things that I've always loved about this movie, and upon seeing it on the big screen, because I've never got a chance to see it on the big screen, because that movie came out in '82, so I was only a baby. I was like one or a couple months when that film came out. I didn't see it until home video, when I was like 5 or 6 or something like that. And one of the things that I really love about the movie is, I'm just going to highlight the things I like, because we've all seen it. I don't need to go through the whole story. Is how the movie really breathes. There's a lot of really wide camera angles. The film really takes its time to tell its story. I wouldn't call it slow, but there's a lot of the Spielbergian kind of, suburban families in a suburban neighborhood, and there's a lot of wide angles. Takes really go on for extreme amounts of time. They use the entire frame. Practical special effects. One of the things that caught me upon watching it again is really the strong performances in this movie. JoBeth Williams, and forgive me, everybody, I cannot remember the actress's name who plays kind of the one of the she's the lead of the paranormal people who come into the house from the college. Excuse me, I can't remember that actress's name. She is phenomenal. And Craig T. Nelson, of course, Zelda, I think is Rubenstein is her name. I'm sorry, guys, if I get it wrong. I should know because I love horror films. Sorry if I got it wrong. But, she's the short lady who goes, Carol Ann. The performances are so heart-wrenching, and they're so honest, and they're so true. That's one of the things that I really love about the movie. Another thing that I love is... aside from the fact that the performances are played so straight and they're played so sincere and so honest, and how the actors are just allowed to use the frame, the full movie frame, and work with it. I love Jerry Goldsmith's score in this movie. Hearing his score on the big screen in surround sound, or at least what I thought was surround sound, was fantastic. One of the scenes, there's a couple scenes, the tree scene and the scene where JoBeth runs down the hallway, and the scene where, I think it's the final scene of the movie, where they pull out the station wagon, they're driving down the street and everything is blowing up. The score is so exciting, and it's such a strong film. Poltergeist is fantastic, and granted, Poltergeist gets his props, but I still think that Poltergeist is I think people don't recognize it as much as they should. I think it's a very... I don't think it's overrated. I think Poltergeist is underrated. I think it's a very genuine, heartfelt... It's a scary movie with a lot of thought put into it. Now, one of the things I will say upon rewatching it again is that I think that this movie is like way too strong. And when I say too strong, I mean in terms of the scares. I mean, this movie's pretty intense, and actually all three of them. Excuse me. This film is intense, and the second film I think is a little bit much more intense in terms of some of the other scares, which I'll go into when I do my review of Poltergeist 2. 3, that's a whole nother story. As a matter of fact, we're not even going to talk about 3. We just want to forget Poltergeist 3. But this film is very, very strong. I was actually surprised that, and even a lot of kind of the lingo with the curse words and stuff. I mean, there's like scenes where the construction guys like hit on the teenage daughter and they're like blowing kisses at her and stuff. They got away with some creepy stuff in this movie, man. And then there's like the scene where the clown strangles the kid under the bed. There's a lot of terror towards children in this film, you know. But, you know, that being said, I don't have children, but if I had a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, I'd show them Poltergeist. I mean, I know it might be sadistic, but I really love this movie. I do think it is a very intense film. I mean, I can see why the PG-13 rating came about. You know, one negative things aside from the intensity for smaller kids is, I will say, I think the film is a little bit too long. I definitely think there's some scenes, the sentimental scenes, they could have trimmed just a tad. You know, the film probably could have ran on maybe at about an hour, and I'd say maybe 45 minutes. So I think they could have trimmed out a good maybe 10 minutes off this movie, or 5 minutes. But aside from Poltergeist being kind of bloated, I just think it's the genuine performances of the actor, the practical special effects, the cinematography, the music. It's a genuine artistic popcorn thrill ride, and I love this movie. And I will say, I love JoBeth Williams. I don't care if that woman is the same age as my mother. I love that woman. She's fantastic. Craig T. Nelson, can't say enough good things about him. He's a very underrated actor. I think I love the fact that he kind of looks like a goofy, everyday guy. But Craig T. Nelson kind of has a tad bit of edge to him. You know, kind of everyday kind of edge to him, which I think is good. And, you know, of course, Zelda Rubinstein. Sorry, guys, if I got her name wrong. And and I'm sorry, I forget the guy who plays the dude who just moved the cemetery but left the bodies. I forget that actor's name from Return of the Living Dead. But he's fantastic too. This is a spectacular movie. The scares still work. Of course, a couple of special effects are meh, but the movie was made in 1982. So, you know, guys, sorry I kind of ripped through this review, but I don't know when my camera's gonna cut off, so I kind of had to do this fast. And I haven't seen the film in quite a few weeks, but my second review coming up is actually gonna be Poltergeist 2: The Other Side, which that's gonna be a fun one. I want to make that review a little bit more fresh. So you guys write back and tell me about some your opinions on the original Poltergeist, and we can discuss. Great underrated movie, and I do think Steven Spielberg directed this movie. So, all right, RMJ Movie Reviews back with the last 2 weeks of October movie reviews, scary movie reviews, and I'll be back with Poltergeist 2: The Other Side.